What is going on, my guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am Garrett with Game by the Beach. Very excited to be here with you today because we are showing off how we did in the Rush for Glory event. This is the deck that I was running. We're doing Engineer Spam with Demonologist. You might have saw it in not yesterday's video, but the video before. To where it's been working pretty good, to be perfectly honest. This video is not live. I actually played this when the Rush for Glory event was still going, and I'm going to be able to voice over it. But these are the last 3 battles that I went through in Rush for Glory. So just to let you guys know, as of right here, I have not lost any games. I haven't lost any hearts, and I haven't lost any matches. So we're going up against an Inquisitor, Dryad, Corsair deck, which is pretty interesting, and we're gonna see what we can do. Demonologist, honestly, a little bit of lag. Demonologist has been working really, really well for me, and it's such a fun card that I love when it actually does do what it's supposed to. But if you guys are enjoying these videos, make sure that you guys are subscribing, and let's jump into what I was trying to think about in this game. So obviously, you're trying to get engineers out. You're trying to rank them up as high as you can. I got Dryad in there instead of Mime. And then Summoner and Demonologist are what I use my Harlequins on, for the most part. Dryad sometimes. But if you guys don't know, Demonologist, you can use it for 2 different things. You can use it for A, mana production. And B, you can also try and be sneaky and end up getting a free win on when they end up taking a heart or taking a hit against a boss. Or if you put a monster down on their board, it will increase the health of the boss that they're going to get as long as they didn't kill it yet. But if they do kill it, it gives you mana. So anytime you drop a Demonologist on their board, it is going to benefit you, which is why it's a pretty cool concept, but definitely a little bit tricky to use. So we're going up against Tamer. Neither of us are going to have a problem. Engineer is really fun to play because you're pretty good against bosses. Waves, it can get a little sketch, but bosses, you're going to be pretty good because you're outputting all of your damage into that frontmost unit, which most bosses are just 1 unit anyway. But going into the second wave here, we got Gorgon again, and I'm feeling pretty good. We've got a rank 4, 2 rank 3s, a couple of rank 2s, combined out some Demonologists there and got a rank 3. He's having a little bit of an issue, but he's right back. He's right back on top, and he's got all 4 of his Inquises at rank 3. So that's really, really good. And that's what Dryad and Harlequin does for you. And I have that combination as well, but also Summoner, because I prefer Summoner over Dryad most times. But if you can have them both in there instead of Mime, it's going to help a lot as well. So we're doing good. We're doing really, really good. And we got to make sure that we can just stay on top here. Let me know how you guys did in your Rush for Glory event. I saw some people who had gotten really nice scores, and I think the highest score I've ever gotten was like just over 13,000 or something. And obviously after this game, you see me getting a 2 rank 4s right there. After this game, I'll show you guys where I was and where I ended up at the end of this video and everything like that. And it was actually a really fun event, and I'm glad that I was able to A, play it, because I'm not always able to play it, and B, I was actually able to record it even if this isn't live. But right now he's gotten himself into a little bit of a pickle. He's back to 4 now, but he's trying to, I think he needs just to be just a little bit more patient, to where you see he's like spamming a little bit here, but as soon as he gets that 1 Inquis, he's got to combine out right away. So it would be better just let your mana build up as much as you can, unless you're going to lose, obviously, but let it build up and then spam a whole bunch and try to combine out. That way you're going to have mana. So we got Gorgon. His board is so tight right now that I was like, look at this. I'll make a couple of plays. Ended up getting myself a Demonologist, and the Gorgon is freezing all of his units and taking out all the bombs. So if he doesn't take out this Gorgon, look at this. 43 to go. He's got no units left. The Gorgon goes through, and the Demonologist goes through for a victory right there, to where we may not have gotten that victory later on in the game. If he could have gotten to 9 Inquises, we would have been in a lot of trouble. But you see it right there. Took him out. We're getting another 1,300 gold plus whatever. And we're at 10,790 trophies right now. And we're at pretty close to the top in our little league. So let's jump into another game right here, right after, obviously, and we're going up against the Inquisitor Hex deck, but he's also got Boreas as well as Frost and Dryad. So a little bit of an interesting deck. And every time I see Frost and Hex, especially Inquisitor too, I'm always thinking, okay, this is going to be a long game, and you got to get yourself set up as well as you can, because most games don't end like what you just saw with Demonologist sneaking out of victory. It usually doesn't happen like this, but when it does, it's amazing, and I love it because that's exactly what I'm trying to do the whole time, right? But this is definitely going to be a tough game right here also. So trying to get my board set up. We got Tamer, so I'm not really worried about Tamer. And at this point, I didn't even realize that he has Inquisitor because he's just got Boreas and Hexes. And I'm going to just try and get my board set up as well as I can, because I know late game is when his board is going to thrive, when it's going to be its best. Hex, late game, when it's leveled up and maxed out, is so strong. So I'm going to try my best not to make it to that stage, because then it's really hard to compete with. But here we go. We're leveling up. We got a rank 3 there. I'm always going to try and keep at least one Dryad, one Summoner, one Demonologist on my board at all times. Mostly, I'm trying to keep a Dryad on the board at all times, just so I can always, if need be, turn a Harlequin into a Dryad and level stuff up. But if I don't have any Dryads, then I kind of can get stuck. I can get a bunch of like high-ranking Summoners or high-ranking Demonologists, which aren't going to help you in the long run. So our board looks pretty good. We already got a couple of rank 3s. We're pretty well lined up. And yeah, one of the main things I like about this deck is, nobody's really running it. Nobody's running this deck. I am pushing with this deck. I made it to 5,000 trophies with this deck. And I think trophy pushing, you're going to have a hard time playing with it. But this deck for Rush for Glory really surprised me on how effective it was. So now you can see he's got a rank 3 Hex and 2 rank 2 Boreases with an Inquisitor at rank 2 as well. So his board looks pretty interesting. It looks pretty solid, I'm not going to lie. But we did just line up all of our Engineers, so that's good. And his board's looking really tight as well. So if we were going up against maybe not Tribunal, Warlock, Gorgon, he's going to have a really tough time, right? Even Bedlam wouldn't be very good for him, because if you have a bunch of high-ranking units, but only a few of the units on your board, you're going to end up getting a rank 4 Hex next to nothing. So that's never what you want. But we got Puppeteer, so I'm trying my best not to level any of my stuff up. Normally, I would try to level my Engineers all the way up to max, which before 1 minute, and we might as well. But if I'm not going to level up my units because it's Puppeteer, I'm going to try and rank them up as high as you can. So you can see I got 1 rank 3 and 2 rank 4s, which is great. And now I got 3 rank 2s, which is not bad. And we're going to keep on chugging along. So Frost, I'm always kind of scared of. He's now got 4 Inquises, 1 at rank 4, 1 at rank 3, 1 at rank 2, as well as a high-ranking Hex with a bunch of Boreases. I'm like, man, his board looks good. I'm kind of scared. But all we can do is just keep on going, right? I'm going to try and use my Snowflake to benefit me as much as possible. My whole board is Engineers. I got nothing else on my board. And as soon as I take out this mini-boss, I'm going to wait until I see the following mini-boss, and then I'm going to Snowflake and hope to get all the way back to the front of my portal. You can see it there. There was a mini-boss, so I hit the Snowflake. We got 4 seconds. I'm trying to work my way all the way back. We're about at the middle of our map, but the good thing is his board, he's going to have a healthier, more HP on his Puppeteer than we are. And Engineer should be better at taking out bosses than Inquisitor is, especially an Inquisitor Hex deck, right? So we're going to take it out right here. And he's got to go through 350, so he really shouldn't have a problem. But the longer it takes him to take it out, the lower level all of his units are going to be. So all of them are already at rank 1 here, or level 1 here, which is pretty good. And he's got a random rank 3 Hex in the corner, so every time it moves, it just kind of goes to another corner. There you go. But now it's next to a Hex, or next to an Inquisitor, so that's actually not terrible. Hex would be more beneficial next to Inquisitor than it is to a Boreas, maybe? I mean, just because it's like area damage versus attack speed, quick attack speed. But Inquiz has quick attack speed as well. But our board looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. And pretty much the only thing I can do is combine out rank 1s. But notice it's Warlock now. So at this point, I'm like, great. Let's level our engineer as high as we absolutely can. So I'm going to try and get it to max. And he's already starting to having a tough time. So he's got another rank 3 Hex. He took a hit right there. I'm going to hit him with a good game. And look at that. He got a rank 4 Inquiz next to a rank 3 Hex. And I'm like, oh no, did I just say GG too early? But look at the mini-boss. He's pausing the mini-boss. It's 30 seconds. I'm like, man, if he can survive this, we would be in trouble. But we did survive. He didn't survive. So GG, that's what you like to see. And moving on to our last and final game. And I'm glad we took it out there, because I'm telling you, if he could have made it out of that and made it to the boss, yeah, maybe he would have taken a couple hits, but man, it would have been tough. So we're now at 12,000 trophies, and we're actually at number 3 right now in our group. So let's get one more win. We still haven't lost. We've won 9 in a row. Let's try to get one more win to cap off this Rush for Glory event and ride off into the sunset with whatever score we get. If you guys didn't know already, the Rush for Glory event, it's honestly a really interesting way that they do it. So let's first look at this guy's deck. Boreas, Plague Doctor, Vampire. I'm like, dude, this game's over. There's no way I can lose this, right? But anyway, let's talk about the scoring. So how it works is every little thing that happened to your game affects your score for Rush for Glory. That means how many hearts that you got taken away, how long the game took, how many monsters you have on your board when you actually won that game or lost that game. All these little things matter for how many trophies you're going to get. So that's why if you look at the Legends board at the end, everybody's at like 13,600 trophies within like 5-10 trophies of each other. And everybody up there went 10-0. It's just a matter of how fast the games went and if you took a hit or not. So as of right now, we have not taken any hits. Really, the monsters haven't gotten very far on our board at all. And we've won every game. So we're in pretty good contention right there. But we're going to see what we can do. And if you notice, my board looks a little bit scarce. I've already gotten my engineer all the way up to level 4, which is definitely different than how I usually play this deck. But you guys know why. A, we're going up against Tribunal, so I want my deck to be nice and, you know, close-knit, not too many units. And B, we have Snowflake. So it doesn't really matter how far that the monsters get, because Snowflake is always going to clear our first wave. So we're absolutely chilling. We got 12 seconds. They're not going to make it that far. We got 4 units on our board, which means it's only going to take away 2 of our units. And I'm going to have like 1,500 mana, maybe not quite, 1,300 mana to spam my board as soon as Tribunal happens. So you see, I did Snowflake there, got it all the way down to 51k for HP, and it's going to hit us. Didn't hit our rank 3. I wish it was a rank 6 or 7 or whatever I was going to say. But then we were able to spam our board. So I think we're in pretty good shape. And his deck is the flip side of the last deck we played. And what I mean by that is that he's going to be really effective in early games, Boreas, Plague Doctor, but late game, he's going to fall off completely. Okay, so as long as we make it to late game, we should be in good shape. Rather than the last game, you kind of have to win in the beginning, Inquiz Hex, because late game, if they make it there, ooh, you're not going to win. You're not going to win that game. So already our board's pretty well lined up. We're still trying our best to just completely line them up. We got 5 rather than 6. Now we have 7 all lined up, which is nice. We got Warlock in a minute, so I just want to make sure that my board is full. And I should just try and max out all my units, and we're going to be chilling. Already he's having a little bit of trouble, so the best thing I can do pretty much is keep as much pressure on him as absolutely possible. So we just got to 700 mana. You can see I immediately maxed out my stuff, and we're going to be chilling for 40 seconds. Maybe I'll make a couple of plays, but realistically, I'm going to try and build up my mana and keep the pressure on him. So if that means spamming Demonologists at him, I will. If that means just continuing to combine out with Summoners, I will. And we're going to just keep on going. We've got a rank 2 summoner and a rank 1 summoner. Yeah, I could combine out there, but it's better to just wait. So I'm going to combine out there. And now our board is pretty much all the way full. We got 14 seconds. He's getting pretty far. We're going up against Mighty Dad. And it looks like we're going to... Ooh, he paused it. He's got 5 seconds to hold on. It looks like we're going to go into Warlock. I used my Snowflake a little bit late there where it wasn't as useful, but we were holding him to the portal already, so there isn't really a whole lot we could have done. Took out Warlock immediately. You can see I spammed a Demonologist. I actually spammed him too early because it's going to pass in front of Warlock. So if he wasn't able to take out Warlock, we would have won the game right there. So already that's a mess up on my part. But I think we're going to be pretty good regardless. So you can see what I mean. He took a hit right there by Warlock. If I had waited longer and done the timing better, we would have won right there. He doesn't have Hex, so he wouldn't have been able to take it out. Plague Doctor maybe would have done a little bit of damage to the Demonologist over time, but we would have won the game before anything, and probably that would have helped our score, to be perfectly honest. But look, we're holding him right to the front of our portal. This is only the second wave, or maybe it's the third wave, but we're not very far along in this game. It must be the third wave, and he's already starting to struggle. We got 50 seconds left until Puppeteer, and they're past the middle of his board, so I'm saying this game is pretty much over, and that we should, if everything goes according to plan, have officially gone 10-0, and we'll have to see what our score is and what kind of stuff we're going to get. And at the very end, I will open up the rewards, because this is actually the first time that I had some decent rewards from Rush for Glory, and I'll have to show you where we ended up. But we got 22 seconds. He already used his trainer. Puppeteer 18 seconds. We're not going to make it there. There is a victory. Hit him with the GG. Not too shabby. Only 835 crit damage, so we had an advantage pretty much everywhere there. And let's check out where we ended up. So we actually are number one in our group. 13,506 points, or trophies, or whatever you want to call it. Let's try and check out the legends, see where we are. The top one is 13,690. And the bottom, it looks like, is... Oh, we have gotten down into 500s. We've gotten down into the 500s. Anything below 500, we're getting down to 100. The top, or the bottom, is 13,554. We were at 13,506. So we didn't make it onto the Legends leaderboard, but boy, we were close. So let's check out now how we made out in the... with the chest. Here we go. And you can see this is what we are supposed to receive. We got a bunch of stuff here, guys. We got emojis, we got stuff. So let's check it out. We got gold. We've got Hunter. We've got Grindstone, which is nerfed into the ground, not useful. Portal Keeper, not useful, not going to use him. Inquisitor. We got another Inquisitor. We now have a level 8 Inquisitor. I might have to go back to Inquis because that's awesome. And look at the legendary frame. We got a new avatar. We got a special emoji. Do you guys realize last 13 days, the emotes only last for 13 days? That's kind of bizarre. And then another one, common emoji, only lasts 13 days. A little bit interesting right there, but a lot of good stuff from the Rush for Glory rewards, to be perfectly honest. I mean, that Inquis is huge. The fact that I got a legendary is totally worth it. So... But that's going to be the end of this YouTube video, guys. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will check you guys out in tomorrow's video.